everybody. I've been getting lots of emails. People ask me, where did you get your $6 Million Man Steve Austin doll? Well, that's a funny story because when I was a kid in Christmas of '84, my old man was too cheap to buy me Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Armor Skeletor, Battle Cat, and of course some of their Master Universe toys, which were very popular at the time. He went to a bargain store and bought me this and the Bionic car, and the Bionic Repair Station, Oscar Goldman, Maskatron, which I have all these somewhere, but this is the one I choose to use for this video. And yeah, that was how he got them all really under $20 because these were basically done by that point. $6 Million Man was not popular in 1984. So can you imagine your amazement when you get this? Open this up on Christmas. They weren't making 12-inch dolls at the time. No, I got this. But you know what? I'm glad my old man was cheap because I am so happy I own a $6 Million Man doll. Well, anyways, to get into what is happening today, I'm here to review one of my favorite shows of all time, the $6 Million Man Christmas Special, a Bionic Christmas Carol, which aired on December 12th, 1976. This episode is really great. Steve is going to go home to Ojai, which is his hometown, and see his mom and stepdad. And Oscar and him are going to go to lunch that day. And basically, Oscar says, "Oh no, you're on assignment, Steve." He's like, "Well, it's a couple days before Christmas." And he sends him out. And he gets to this area of this factory, and there's this rich miser, which is basically our Ebenezer Scrooge of this video. And he has a nephew, which is played by Dick Sargent from Bewitched fame, who, that's the nephew. He basically doesn't treat him very well. He doesn't pay him. And the whole episode, there's this part in this one episode where this guy's testing out this new, this suit they have. And it burns up inside. Steve goes in and rescues a guy. And at that point, when Steve does that, he realizes, hey, this guy's cutting costs. So Steve befriends the driver, which is the nephew. And the driver basically says that he works for basically free to pay off his debt. His wife was very sick, which is kind of the Tiny Tim aspect of this episode. Except instead of being a little boy, it's his wife. And he needed money for an operation, so he stole a bunch of money so he could pay for his wife's operation. So his uncle was making him pay it back. And he only did this because he was a desperate man. The man wasn't paying him enough money. He asked him for money, but he just did it for this reason. And ends up this man has taken way too much medication than he should be. But before I get to really the whole plot, there is actually a pretty good, interesting thing in this whole episode. Is this doll is in the episode. And you're probably thinking, how can you have this doll when this is actually the $6 Million Man TV show? Well, for one, Steve Austin, what they do is they kind of blur it, but you can kind of see it. And it's this particular doll, the 1973 model. They blur it, and they also have the Jaws game, on the thing, because they both were owned by Universal. So that's a fun fact right there. Steve's waiting to buy some toys for these kids, and you see this doll on the shelf. A lot of people have said, is the $6 Million Man real as a TV show in this universe? Is this... People have made all kinds of theories, but I think it was just a way to sell the doll for that Christmas of '76. So, this man is taking way too much medication, and he has an attack. And they basically say, yeah, he's taking too much medication, he just needs to take the right amount. So Steve was going to go play Santa for the kids. And what he does is he goes out and sees this guy collecting. And Steve asks, can I rent your costume, $25 for the night? The guy said, well, that'll get you till next Christmas. So Steve was going to play Santa for the kids. And he decides to teach the old man a lesson in doing the 3, ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. And Steve does this with, the whole Santa outfit, which is pretty funny in that remark. But the guy is so dazed. He even does the whole, grave. Here's your grave. He makes it out of his, this wood. And there's even a part which I forgot to mention. Steve jumps up in bionic speed and gets a tree down. A big tree, so the family can have a Christmas tree that year. Because they were so poor they couldn't afford a Christmas tree. I had to bring that up. I know I forgot that was earlier in the episode, but I should have brought that up earlier. That's just so awesome. Steve Austin jumps up into a big tree and cuts it down with his bionic arm. Yeah, sorry, it took me a long time to bring that up. So he does that whole Christmas, and the guy kind of comes out like, oh, it's just a nightmare, basically, screw everybody type of attitude. And basically, Steve gets this guy to have the spirit of Christmas. And by the end, Steve has this uncle and his nephew rekindle what they had. He has them dressed up for Santa for the kids. And being a 6 Million Man fan, this is a really great episode. This is when Lee Majors had a mustache in this episode. So if you see this episode this Christmas and you have not seen the episode, yeah, he had a mustache this season. See, this doll does not have a mustache. The doll never had a mustache. So I really love this episode. I cannot recommend it enough. So this Christmas, if you're going to see one Christmas special, I will say see the 6 Million Man Bionic Christmas special. That's the one to see.
All right, Jack. What do you want for Christmas this year?
Man of Fred.
Good answer.
So, until then, everybody, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all that. If I forgot, please forgive me. I'm not up on all different cultures and stuff, but I'm trying to be sensitive here. Culturally sensitive. I don't mean to offend anybody. So, until then, I will see you next year, and the classic TV review will be back and better than ever. So until then, trust me, I know what I'm reviewing.